Hi students, today we are going to start the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Chapter 9 Heredity and Evolution. Genetics. Genetics is a branch of biology that deals with heredity and variation. Heredity. The transmission of characters or traits from one generation to the next generation is called heredity. The differences in the characters or traits between the parent and offspring or young one is called variation. Variations are of mainly two types, somatic and gametic variation. Somatic variations takes place in the body cells or normal body cells, and these variations are not inherited. That is, they are neither inherited nor transmitted. And somatic variations are also known as acquired traits. For example, piercing our ear pinna or boring of pinna and cutting of tails in dogs. These characters are not at all inherited to the next generation. Next is gametic variation. These variations take place in the gametes or in the gametic cells. Gametes such as in the case of human beings, sperm and egg are the gametes. The variations that happens to the gametic cells or gametes are called gametic variation. These variations are inherited, and these variations are also, or gametic variations are known as inherited traits. For example, human height and skin color. These characters are inherited traits. Inherited traits. Accumulation of variation during reproduction. The variations are happening during, or variations occur during sexual and asexual reproduction. But when we compare, more variations are happening during sexual reproduction than asexual reproduction. The variations are less in asexual reproduction, and it occurs due to small inaccuracies in DNA separation or copying, or we can call it as small mutations. In sexual reproduction, the variations are large, and it occurs due to crossing over and separation of chromosomes. These all are happening only in sexual reproduction. The crossing over and separation of chromosomes and all. Because of all this, some variations are happening or some mutations are happening. That's why variations are large in sexual reproduction. Importance of variation. Depending upon the nature of variations, different individuals would have different kinds of advantage. For example, bacteria that can withstand heat will survive better in a heat wave. Main advantage of variation to species is that it increases the chances of its survival in a changing environment. Free earlobes and attached earlobes are two variants found in human population. Gregor Johann Mendel is known as the father of genetics. Gregor Johann Mendel is known as the father of genetics. He started his experiments on plant breeding and hybridization, and he proposed the laws of inheritance in living organisms. He proposed mainly three laws of inheritance that are known as Mendelian laws of inheritance. And he selected a plant that is commonly called garden pea, and its biological name is Pisum sativum. His experimental material was Pisum sativum. And Mendel used a number of contrasting characters for garden pea. He observed a number of contrasting characters or traits in garden pea and studied it in detail. Pisum sativum, that was the experimental material selected by Mendel, and it is also known as garden pea. He selected this material because of some characteristic, that is availability of detectable contrasting traits of several characters. This plant, it shows different contrasting characters. Around 7 pairs of contrasting characters were studied by Mendel in this plant. And short lifespan of the plant. Third is, normally it allows the plant shows self-fertilization or self-pollination, but cross-pollination can also be carried out in this plant very easily. And it produces large number of seeds. Because of all these characteristics, Mendel selected Pisum sativum as his study material. What are contrasting characters? What are contrasting characters? A pair of contrasting characters means a single character exhibit two opposite different character. If we consider height, the contrasting trait will be short and tall. The concept of pair of contrasting traits exhibited by the pea plant was used by the Mendel to study genetics. Here you can see 7 pairs of contrasting characters in garden pea. The first character is flower color. Here the contrasting traits are flower color, violet and white. These are the contrasting characters here, and violet is one dominant trait and white is one the recessive trait. And when he observed flower position, in the case of garden pea, axial flower position was dominant character and the other contrasting character was terminal flower position. Seed color, yellow colored seeds, yellow color of seed, that was the dominant character, and green colored seed, that is the recessive trait. And seed shape, here two contrasting characters are round and wrinkled seeds. Round seeds are dominant to wrinkled seeds. Pod shape, inflated and constricted seeds were pods were there, pod shape. Inflated and constricted pod shapes were there, and in these two, inflated, that trait was the, or that character is the dominant trait. Pod color, also green is the dominant trait. Green pod color is the dominant trait and yellow is the recessive trait. Yellow pod color is the recessive trait. And height of the plant. Tall plants are, tall character is the dominant character and dwarf is the short. Dwarf or short is the recessive trait. Here you can see that flower color, flower position, seed color, seed shape, pod color and height of the plant, like 7 pairs of contrasting characters Gregor Johann Mendel studied in garden pea or Pisum sativum plant. Here you can see all these characteristics. Here you can see seed shape, round and wrinkled seeds, yellow and green colored seeds, flower color, violet and white colored flowers, pod shape, inflated, full or constricted pod shape, and pod color, green and yellow pod color, flower position axial and terminal flower position, and stem height, tall plant and dwarf. What are dominant traits? Now we discussed about dominant and recessive trait. And here we have seen that some of the characters were dominant. Violet flower color, axial position of the flower, yellow seed color, all these were dominant traits. Then what are dominant traits? Dominant trait means, what are dominant traits? The traits that express themselves in an organism in every possible combination and can be seen are called dominant traits. In Mendel's experiment, we see that tall trait in pea plants tends to express more than the short trait. Therefore, the tall trait of the plant or tall character of that plant is said to be dominant over the short character or short trait. Recessive trait. The trait or character which is not expressed in the presence of a dominant allele is known as recessive. A trait which is not expressed in the presence of a dominant allele is known as recessive. So recessive character trait is recessive character is present in an organism but cannot be seen if a dominant allele exists. Then what are alleles? Allele means the alternate form of a gene is called allele. The alternate form of a gene is called allele. For example, when we consider the character height, we can represent the tall plant or tallness by capital T and short character by small t. And here you can see the alleles are two alleles are there. We can represent the alleles. We can represent it as capital T, small t, or we can write it as capital T, small t. Here, if the alleles are capital T means it is showing both the dominant alleles. Here, the plant will be tall. And in the second case, capital T, small t means the plant will also show the character tall because here one dominant allele capital T is there. But in the third case, small t, there the plant will show short character because the dominant allele is not there. Allele means the alternate form of a gene is called allele. Phenotype. What are phenotypes? The physical appearance or observable characteristics of an individual is called phenotype. As you know, tall and shortness. Tall, when we consider height, tall and short. These characters we can consider it as the phenotype because it is the physical appearance or observable characteristic of an individual. Genotype means genetic makeup. As you know that if the plant is tall, then too sometimes it will be having capital T allele, or sometimes it will be having capital T small t. Here the genetic makeup of that organism is called genotype. Homozygous. If both the dominant alleles are present or both recessive alleles are present, similar type of alleles are present means we can call it as homozygous condition. Capital T, that is both dominant alleles are present, that is also considered as homozygous, and small t, both recessive alleles are present, it is also considered as homozygous condition. Heterozygous. Here we can say heterozygous or hybrid means one dominant and one recessive allele is here like capital T, small t. Such a condition is called heterozygous or hybrid condition. Mendel conducted a series of experiments in which he crossed or he pollinated the plants to study one character at a time. Monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? The cross between two pea plants with one pair of contrasting characters is called a monohybrid cross. Cross between two plants with one pair of contrasting character is called a monohybrid cross. Example, cross between a tall and a dwarf plant. Here we are considering only one pair of contrasting character, that is height of the plant. The contrasting characters are tall and dwarf plants we are selecting. We can call such a cross as monohybrid cross. Here we can see monohybrid cross. One of the plant is selected as male and the other plant is selected as another plant selected as female. Here male plant, from the male plant we will collect the pollen grain and we will dust it on the female plant's stigma. Here phenotype or physical appearance of the plant is one is tall and the other one is dwarf. And the genotype, here we can see the tall plant, it is having homozygous or two alleles are dominant, capital T. And in the dwarf plant also, here it is also showing homozygous recessive condition, that is small t. As you can see, the gamete formed from the tall plant is having T allele in it, and the gamete formed from dwarf plant is having small t allele in it. And in the F1 generation, the progenies formed, all the progenies are tall, will show tall characteristics, or all the progenies are tall and their genotype is capital T, small t. That is, the genotypically they are heterozygous, but phenotypically all plants are tall. Here if we cross or pollinate F1 into F1, selfing of F1 progenies, then here we can see that We are selecting one plant as male and the other as female, and phenotype, both the plants are tall. Their phenotype is tall, but their genotype is capital T small t. Okay, here the gametes formed are from one parent, two gametes are formed. That is from tall plant, first case, here two gametes are formed, one with capital T allele and the other gamete with small t allele. That is in the same case with female plant also. Female plant also, here one gamete with capital T and the other gamete with small t. And here these gametes combine to form, here four possible progenies are there. As you can see, the first progeny is having homozygous dominant alleles capital T. Second one is having heterozygous, second and third are showing heterozygous allelic constitution, that is capital T small t, and the last one or the fourth one is showing small t characteristic. So that is 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf or short plant is produced. Here we can say that the monohybrid F2 ratio, F2 monohybrid F2 ratio is, here 3 tall plants are produced and 1 dwarf plant. That's why we can say that phenotypic ratio F2 monohybrid F2 phenotypic ratio is 3:1. That is 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant. Physical characteristic or physical appearance. Physically we can say that 3 tall plants are there and 1 dwarf plant. But we see the genotype, we know that one homozygous dominant, both the alleles are homozygous dominant in the first case, that is capital T. That's why we can give one plant, like that one plant is there. And heterozygous two plants are there, that is 2, 1:2. And one dwarf plant with homozygous recessive allele, that is 1. That's why we can write the monohybrid F2 genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. 1:2:1. Your observations of monohybrid cross. All F1 progeny were tall and no medium height plant. All the progeny showed a tall characteristic in the F1 generation. All were heterozygous and they showed tall character. And F2 progeny, in the F2 progeny, four possible progenies we observe, and here one plant showed short characteristic and all the 3 showed tall character. And phenotypic ratio of F2 is, 3 tall plant plus 1 short, that is we can write phenotypic F2 ratio is 3:1 and genotypic F2 ratio is 1:2:1. Conclusions. Capital T and capital T small t both are tall plants, while small t is a short plant. A single copy of capital T or single copy of capital T is enough to make the plant tall, while both copies have to be small t for the plant to be short. Characters or traits like capital T are called dominant trait because it expresses itself, and small t are recessive trait because it remains suppressed. That is, in the F1 generation, which trait is expressed or which allele is expressing itself, that allele we can call it as the dominant allele. Here we can say that capital T is the dominant allele.